welcome to the Astro Weekly forecast for the week of April 8th through to the 14th. This is a big week in the astrology. We start off the week with a total solar eclipse, super new moon eclipse in Aries. So that's a lot, right? So super meaning the moon is closest to the earth. It's eclipse means that it's going to the moon will pass in front of the sun, and it's a total eclipse, solar eclipse, right? So the sun is going to be blocked out by the moon, and the path of totality is actually passing through North America at this time. And that's pretty significant. So in astrology, an eclipse happens when a new moon or a full moon happens close to the nodes of the moon. And the node of the moon that's being affected this time around is the north node. So this is a karmic destiny occurrence. This is a jump in the evolution of man. It is a huge time of evolution, of maybe breaking things up. And it's also happening during a Mercury retrograde. Mercury is going to be sitting with the sun and the moon, as well as Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. So this is going to be spicy, y'all, spicy. And it's going to be interesting because coming back to the path of totality in astrology, when we have a total eclipse and the path of totality is crossing over land, it is sort of thought that that energetic signature is now going to bring up a lot of turbulence and change along that path. And it's really interesting because it's crossing over the, I would say, the northern part of Mexico, and then it's going through the eastern side of the US, which is where Tornado Alley is. And then it's passing over the bottom of Ontario, Quebec, and into all of the maritime provinces. So there's a lot here in terms of Aries is energy. It's fiery energy. It's heat, right? There's a lot of fire with Aries. It's initiatory. It's pioneering. It's bold. It's courageous action. And, you know, if you look at where this path is going to be crossing over, it's crossing over where, you know, Ontario is, kind of over Toronto, Ottawa, in that region. So there's a lot here with governments. You know, I think that if we were to have elections in the next year in Canada, we might see a change in government just based on this kind of shift or the energy in the astrology. So it's a big one, right? And Aries is bringing up the me energy versus the we energy. So Chiron in Aries is about, where are you not taking action? Where are you not feeling like you're enough? Where do you feel like somebody else has more authority than you, right? Imposter syndrome. So there's a lot of this kind of fear energy can come up with Chiron. It's always sort of this wound that we're trying to heal, but it's also a place that we really find our strength. So this super new moon eclipse in Aries is happening at 19 degrees of Aries, and it's happening at 12:21 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that's 11:21 on the Pacific time, and 2:21 Eastern Standard Time PM. So it is during the day. And so there's a lot of like, don't look directly at the eclipse, y'all. You know, you don't want to be burning your eyeballs. So a super new moon eclipse in Aries is aligned with the North Node and conjunct Chiron, and Mercury retrograde marks a very potent time of new beginnings and healing. The eclipse invites us to confront wounds and insecurities, paving the way for personal growth and self-discovery. Embrace courage and take decisive action towards your goals, and intentions that you set now will come to light of new understanding at the next full moon in Aries on October 17th, 2024. So it is not a time now to manifest, okay? The energy is like a bucking bronco, and you're not trying to go, no, this over here, I want to make money. This over here, I want to do things with this energy. It is not a time to charge your crystals. It is not a time to charge moon water. This is energy to just be, to just sit and be and see what is coming through you. You already know it, right? If you weren't trying to control the energy and you were just sitting in the seat of your soul, you were just sitting in the seat of the witness, what in your life is coming up? There are massive themes right now. I'm noticing them in my life. And what is the themes in your life? And just noticing what these themes are and what they're trying to bring to your awareness. And where do you have fear in your life, Chiron? right? What is holding you back from really embracing the next steps of your destiny, of your dreams, of your hopes and wishes? There's something underneath, a fear underneath that's kind of sitting there, right? And so what can you do with that fear now? It's healing. It's healing time. That's what this eclipse is all about. Healing what keeps you stuck from your purpose, your passion, your mission, because it's not a time of initiating, because we know that with Mercury retrograde. Unless you were born with Mercury retrograde, then you're like, oh, this is homecoming, right? But for the majority of us that weren't, it's not a time to try to set an intention, to try to make something happen. Again, it's not a time to manifest. It's a time to just be with the energy. So really utilizing this energy to release old patterns and set intentions for self-improvement. I mean, that's always good. You're healing yourself. You're not trying to make the energy do anything. And embark on a journey of healing and self-empowerment. That's going to be really, really important. There's going to be a lot of sort of things coming up to your awareness, especially over these next 4 weeks, say over the next 6 months, they say with eclipses, but even just in the near period of time of relationships that are no longer aligned, because the South Node is always opposite. It's in Libra. So it is bringing up themes of like, where are we in relationships that are no longer aligned? Where are we in, people pleasing, or having such a tendency to give up herself to be in some sort of dynamic that we're missing the boat. We're missing our own self-development and personal fulfillment, right? The real judgment of others piece, right? What will people think of me? And here's a little scoop, is that nobody is thinking about you. They're always thinking about themselves. And if they are thinking about you and talking about you, they're probably not people you want to have around anyway, right? I have judgment, I'm sure, being somebody that's very public. I don't actually care, right? Like if you're not in the mission, you're under the mission. You know what I mean? I always say with an Aries and with an Aquarius, either you're on the bus or you're under the bus. And I'm feeling that energy now. It's just like, if you're not on the bus with me, then it's okay. You know what? You're not for me. You're not ready for me. And that is completely okay. Right? Where can you utilize that energy with this eclipse? Because it's going to come up. It's going to come up, y'all. All right. The next major aspect that's coming up is Wednesday, April 10th, and that is Mars coming to sit with Saturn in Pisces. So Mars is the energy of vitality, our passion and drive, our motivation and desire, and Saturn is about responsibility, duty, structure, father time. He's a bit of the killjoy of the zodiac, but he's making sure we're doing the thing, right? And he cuts away any excess, right? He's going to take your safety blanket and throw it out the window. So to have Mars and Saturn come together in a very watery sign like Pisces, this is now helping you to gain clarity and start to put things in motion to bring your dreams, Pisces, to light, to bring healing to light, right? One of the things that we work on in MIA Academy, and it's manifestation, intuition, and astrology, is healing, right? Because you can't manifest the thing that scares your nervous system to death, right? And you're like, yeah, I'm so scared of a lottery, right? But here's the thing, right? Lottery winners go bankrupt. 70% of lottery winners go bankrupt in 4 years, not to where they were before they won the lottery, bankrupt. Why is that? It's because their nervous system was not set up for that. There's healing that's required to make you able to, or not make you, but allow you to hold that money, right? It's the same thing with your desires. This money is just the example. It's the job, it's the relationship, it's whatever it is, purpose, passion, mission in your life. You can't hold it if you're perceiving that something else has to go, right? And something has to go. You can't hold everything, right? You can't hold a relationship that doesn't want to see you happy and wealthy and doing all the things, and then be happy, wealthy, do all the things. You'll sabotage yourself to stay in alignment with that relationship. Make sense? So this lovely Mars conjunct Saturn is going to bring up some very interesting energy around healing. This is going to be urging disciplined action, and strategic planning. Now, because we're in Mercury retrograde, strategic planning is key. And Mars in Pisces is about healing the things that are keeping us stuck, right? It's the healing aspect of it. It's more of a passive action than it is an active action, which is perfect for Mercury retrograde. So all still in alignment. This conjunction highlights the importance of perseverance and patience in pursuing long-term goals. Focus on building solid foundations and overcoming obstacles with determination. Saturn will give you determination. This is great energy for spring cleaning, right? Cleaning up the shed, cleaning up the garden, cleaning up the house. I'm like looking around going, yeah, I already have a bunch of things I need to just throw in the garbage bag. Like I'm so done with it. And I'm feeling like this is going to be the week to do that. Great for spring cleaning. Thursday, April 11th, we have the sun coming to sit with Mercury retrograde exact in Aries. And the sun meeting Mercury at this stage when it is in retrograde, it is bringing up, so the sun represents our vitality, our individuality, and our identity. And Aries is the energy of, again, pioneering, bold, courageous, passionate, right? It's fiery energy, it's initiatory. And when we have Mercury retrograde, it's like we're wondering what is our mission? What's our why? What is your purpose? What is the thing that's really calling you forward? And does it really align with everything else that you say that you are? Are you doing the things in your life that align with your passion, your purpose, and your mission? Or are you just saying that you are and you're not, right? Guilty. We're all guilty of it to some extent, right? We're human. That's part of it. This is helping us to come back into alignment. And remember, Mercury retrograde is a time where, so Mercury rules our mind, coordination, thought processing. It is our community, the way that we connect to people, right? Communication. So anything to do with like emails, text messages, telephone, Zoom calls. Instagram was down last week, of course. It is just the way of it, right? This is the energy that's in the collective. This is an energy forecast telling you what to expect. No astrologer was surprised when Instagram went down. No astrologer. So on Thursday, April 11th, the sun will meet Mercury in Aries, bringing clarity, insight to past issues and unfinished business. This configuration encourages introspection and self-expression, helping to clarify thoughts and intentions. Use this time to revisit old ideas and communicate with authenticity. It's also a really great time to revisit old contracts, old writings, anything that you've written. So let's say you're writing a short story, or let's say you're writing a book, or let's say you're blogging, or let's say you've done a lot of social media stuff and you're kind of feeling a little burnt out right now. Revisit your old social media posts and see what you can rejig for this time, right? Do we really need to create new content all the time, or can we repurpose some of our really good stuff, right? Looking back on that, because even like with a bunch of new followers, you're going to have a lot of great content from the past that you can bring forward now. Great use of Mercury retrograde, right? And really looking back at your past and seeing what parts of you have like what time in your life has really lit you up and why, right? That's a really great use of this energy too. Really great in time for introspection. So on Friday, April 12th, no major aspects for the rest of the week, but I was just looking to see the energy, and we do have some frustrations coming up. Now, because of this eclipse and new moon in Aries with all the spiciness in it, we are going to be emotional this week. There's going to be, Aries is fire, right? It's passion. It's, oh, I want to get things done. And it can be really frustrating when nothing is moving ahead because we are in Mercury retrograde. Like, I mean, it's a little bit of a cruel joke, I think, to have Mercury retrograde throughout the entire Aries season. But Aries, because Aries season is about starting things and the energy of moving forward and initiating, getting things done. But we won't actually have that energy coming in until May, which we're in Taurus season. And Taurus is slow to go. It's not going to be fast. It's not trigger happy. Aries is trigger happy, right? It's initiatory. Spark of life, right? Aries is grounding and longevity. So it's interesting. Like the energy this year feels completely backwards. We didn't start off fiery. We're not fiery when we're supposed to be. Like it's just going to be a weird year. And Mercury is going to go retrograde in all the fire signs. So it's going to be just one of these years where you're like, you feel excited to go, but you're really not going anywhere. it's a real time of like getting clear, refining, realigning, reviewing, reassessing all the rules of Rees about your purpose, your passion, your mission, your fire, your drive. right? This whole year is that. If you didn't catch my Astrology 2024, that was in it. So workshop. So a Friday, going to be a little frustrating. Saturday, April 13th, we're going to have sensitivity and emotions. Going to be a very emotional day. The moon is in Cancer, and there's also some other things happening on that day. Very fast transit, but still that moon in Cancer. It's going to happen later in the day, but then it's going to be all day Sunday. So we're going to have lots of relationship stuff is going to come up in this month. So just noticing that, right? And noticing what relationship stuff is it, right? Are you annoyed with people? Are they not following through? Do you notice where boundaries are being crossed? I had a teacher once say to me that no one can cross your boundaries energetically unless you allow them, right? Of course, someone can come up to you and be in your space and abuse you. And that's obviously outside of your control, and you're not letting them do that. But in terms of saying yes when you should be saying no, asking for clarification, knowing when something doesn't feel right, but instead of trusting it, just glossing over it and it comes back to hit you later, right? Really trusting your intuition, asking for clarity, and noticing what relationships just no longer feel aligned. And you have an opportunity to try to realign it with the person, or to let it fall away, to come back at a later date if it's necessary, or to let it close and thank you for the wonderful chapter in our lives, right? So just noticing where that's coming up for you, and it's okay, right? Better things flow in when other things close, right? So welcome to spring cleaning. Welcome to closing out things that are no longer aligned and complete. As my coach likes to say, it is complete. It is now time to close that chapter. And you're just noticing this eclipse, even though it's a new moon eclipse, it's bringing about your awareness to what you want in your life, because the old stuff just isn't really aligning anymore. Noticing that, and that's okay, right? So a lovely week. And I'm personally noticing with this energy of Aries that it's just feels like I'm rejuvenated to do things, but I'm feeling like doing things in a cave. Doing things within me, like really like brainstorming and getting clear on goals and looking back and doing reviews and like gleaning nuggets of gold from things, and really bringing back some old things actually that I've relegated to the past, where I'm like, actually, why did I stop doing that program? Why did I stop offering that? And when I sit with the why was because I didn't think it was going to be profitable, not because I didn't feel aligned to the purpose and mission. And that, my friends, is what Mercury retrograde is, bringing about those nuggets of wisdom, because those things need to come back, right? So it's going to make life easier in the long run if you do the work now. So wishing you ease and fire in a cave and enjoying what this week has to bring. And happy new moon solar eclipse. Protect your eyes. Don't look at the eclipse. You can get special glasses, and I will see you next week.